To begin to understand our ecosystems and the impact of grazing animals on them, I'd like to just take you back about 45,000 years. What happened when all those animals vanished? And let's put aside what happened to them for the moment. We know they all went. We know they all vanished fairly quickly. What happened to our ecosystems? So put yourself back in that ecosystem where animals were grazing the grasses down intensively and so forth. Take all of them off and you can see what happens. What happens is the grasses grow, they brown off on top, they go sour, and they simply sit there until another factor comes along that removes them. And in Australia's case, that other factor is fire. We've got enough sources of ignitions in this country, particularly across the north, to burn most of the vegetation most of the time. So following the extinction, we can imagine, and we have physical evidence for very large-scale fires that bared the soil over huge areas of the country, caused erosion, depleted the biodiversity even further because some of the small animals that were dependent upon the previous ecosystem were impacted. And we go forward through to today, a land of fire, which was what the Europeans discovered. 200 years ago, we introduced livestock, big mammals, back into the country for the first time in 45,000 years. Now, those big mammals were different in their precise ecological niche from the extinct marsupials, but nevertheless, they were the first big plant-eating mammals to exist here in 45,000 years. And we were pretty bad at managing that process. People in the pioneer phase of Australia's settlement were interested in making a profit and going home to Britain. So they overstocked the land, caused more degradation, more extinctions, and the cycle of degradation was renewed again. But today, you know, things are different. 200 years on, we are starting to learn how we can integrate some of these large mammals back into functioning ecosystems to give us a double benefit: biodiversity protection and a productive livestock sector. And I just want to, just to give you a sense of how this works, I'd just like to draw a parallel. You all know about the Great Barrier Reef. What happens to the barrier reef when we remove all of the large herbivorous fish? The scientists will tell us the algae on the reef grows, it smothers the coral, and you get an utterly changed ecosystem. So big herbivores are really important in structuring ecosystem, whether it be on land or in the sea. And if we change that, if we get rid of the big herbivores, changes occur.